The content presented in this video may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
When loved ones leave. A red sun sets gently on the horizon, slipping behind crashing waves, staining them with crimson-hued purples. The dying light dances on the sea foam, throwing itself atop a windowsill where a man sits, staring across the ocean in a stupor only broken as a bird squawks just outside. He looks back, the bed behind him empty, the groove of its owner still worn into the rusted springs, and the sheets still haphazardly thrown back as if whomever had been there had rushed away in days previous. A candle sits on the bedside table, long since burnt out, wax having dried in small rivers that drifted across the grain of the oaken table. The world around him was illuminated in the reds and oranges of the setting sun. The scene was quiet, almost serene but for the sobbing that restarted upon sight of the unsettled covers. Great tears flowed through sunken eyes, dripping down pale cheeks and soaking withered hands with their harshness. And words made their way through the air among even more broken cries as the man allowed himself to fall, curled into his arms on the floor. There was no one watching. He was allowed. His only audience was the wind, a graceful breeze flowing gently through the air, listening, carrying his cries far, far away. With the wind, the sun fell behind the horizon, reds to purples, purples to blues, and blues to the murky blackness of the midnight sky. And as the sun fell hidden from view, sobs became whimpers, which became the gentle snores beginning a restless sleep. Step, step, step. The world flew by in a blur as each foot fell, softly thumping against the concrete floor. Step, step, step. The wind rustled through his hair, biting into his skin in the cool of a winter evening. Step, step, step. Halt. It was quiet in the evening gloom as the sun yet again began to set. Twilight was inching its way across the skies, a beautiful lavender exploding across the horizon. He was chilled, standing there above the water, listening to the melody of crashing waves far, far below as the sun laid its head to rest. Step, step, step. He turned. Step, step, step. He looked down. The waters swirled below, twinkling in the last light of the sun before falling into a murky black. The only light the silver glow of the rising moon. He leaned against the railing, knuckles white as he squeezed sweaty palms into fists around the iron bars. In a moment, he was on the other side, facing foot traffic that wasn't there. The city lights shining in his face, glimmering from tall glass buildings in his green eyes. Colors danced before him, and slowly he leaned back, his hands slipping from the railing. He fell backwards and began his descent to the waters below. His muscles relaxed, and he didn't flail, just letting the air taking him downwards rush past his arms and legs, biting at his exposed skin. The fall that only took moments on the outside felt like hours on the inside, his own personal hell. Colors flew by his eyes in large, blocky blurs, while he focused on the stars above him, the darkness behind them, their glow. The bite of the cold rushed through his thin clothing, eating away at him. His breast heaved, and in a flash he made contact with the water. It was like concrete as he slammed into it, and he was gone. His body, now mangled by the impact, floated for a fleeting second that was quick to pass. In the dank darkness of the night, he slipped away into the current, falling beneath the waters before he disappeared from view. On the shore of the great river, a girl watched him fall away. She watched in a sullen silence, and as she disappeared, She turned away. She, too, disappeared into the darkness without a chance to say goodbye.